The U.S. men's basketball team just lost to France. Not only that, they totally tanked down the stretch, which is another statement in and of itself about the character of this team. But there was a time back in the day when, not too long ago, wherein the U.S. national team was actually very, very good and exceptional. In fact, there were actually times when the team was really, really good and didn't actually win all the time. But the difference between those teams were that they were actually loved America, whereas this team today doesn't, and they are suffering for it, and they're getting embarrassed on a world stage, and we'll talk about that right now. Hello, my name is Kyle, and welcome to the channel. Please consider liking and subscribing. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the U.S. men's basketball team losing to France in the first round of the Olympics. Men's basketball. Sound unheard of? Oh, and by the way, they were using NBA players, in case you were wondering about it. They were. See, here's the thing. The U.S. men's basketball team put this on themselves by turning their backs on the country, and that this country somehow is oppressing you. I'm talking to you directly, Greg Popovich, who's the coach of the U.S. men's basketball team. This gentleman is a socialist. He hates America. Just go and look at his comments of the past few years. It's incredible. And this attitude has permeated all itself through the NBA, through college basketball, into women's sports, across our culture in general. And obviously, we're going to talk about it on this channel. However, that wasn't always the case. The gentlemen behind me are a whole different story altogether. Yes, they were NBA players, but no, they did not disrespect the flag or the country or the anthem or anything close to that. They were ambassadors to the sport, to the game, and for the citizens here in America. Here's the deal. These people also knew how to play the game within the confines of international basketball. They didn't mind being contacted. They didn't mind being pushed because the international game is a different style of play altogether. But these players were tough mentally and physically. They pushed other teams around. But this current generation is completely soft. They don't know how to deal with the contact, the aggression. They don't know how to deal with the adversity. And sheltering our kids from this sort of thing only makes us worse down the line. We aren't tough enough. But also, mentally, we aren't tough enough. And obviously, with the mentality that the NBA players have today for this country, to false narratives that are going across, led by people like LeBron James and Greg Popovich, their own coach, who's a socialist, a Marxist, doesn't help anything. And that's why people in America don't want to watch. But yet, they'll turn around and say, well, they're not watching us because they're racist. See, I told you it's a racist culture. No, you missed the whole point, dude. You missed the point because we love America. This is the Olympics. You are wearing an American jersey. You are representing America across the world. So when you disrespect America, guess what? The people who pay to watch you play aren't going to watch. And eventually, they're not going to pay anything. Like NBA sales and all that comes together. It is reality reacting to your stupidity. That's all it is. But yet, they gaslight us to say, hey, well, they don't like us because this, and this. No. The original intent of it was to respect this country, go out, play hard, and win a medal for us. If you don't win, so be it. It's not a big deal. Now, honestly speaking, Americans might not watch you if you lose, like soccer. Men's soccer, that is. Women's soccer is a different story, but even that's going to change, I think. But they will at least respect you. That's the whole point. Let's take a look at Twitter here and see what they have to say there. I have a tweet I want to show you. This is from Sport Track. It says here, the U.S. men's basketball national team combines for $306.7 million of salary for their day jobs this year. Those are the salaries of the players on our U.S. men's basketball team. Anywhere from $42 million from Kevin Durant, all the way down to the lowest salary of $2.1 million a year. I'm pretty sure many of you can get by on that. And Shaquille O'Neal nailed it when he talked about LeBron James and the whole salary issue there about how we're being essentially ungrateful. Says here, Coach K, miss me yet? U.S. men's basketball team. Speaking of Coach K and good coaches, let's take a look at the coach of the U.S. men's basketball team, Greg Popovich. USA men's basketball lost its first game in the Olympics since 2004 breaking a 24-game win streak. And I can't think of a better person for this to happen to than Greg Popovich, the coach of the U.S. men's basketball team, because he's a total Marxist, total communist. His utter disdain for this country and our value system is legendary. You have here, on a 16-2 run to end the game, France beats U.S. men's basketball team. You have here a picture of Kevin Durant had 4 fouls, will be sitting out. And it's just on and on. It's just people are cheering America losing, including many Americans. And those many Americans that are cheering primarily are Americans who love their country. And the perception is that this team does not love their country. Here we have here says, waking up to learn that U.S. men's basketball lost to France in their opening game at the Olympics. Apparently they took their lackluster play from Las Vegas with them to Tokyo. Now, supposedly in this game, they were up big, and looks like France came back late in a huge run and surpassed them. That's my next point. Not only are they soft, ungrateful, also, they don't play hard, okay? I hear that there's one player that played well. His name is Holiday. I heard he did well. But for the most part, the rest of the team just didn't come to play. And I'm telling you right now, players that we saw before, the Larry Birds, the Magic Johnsons, the David Robinson, particularly Charles Barkley, Jordan Bird, the rest of them, Malone, Stockton, those guys, Pippen, they all played excessively and extremely hard. They didn't give up, okay? And that's the difference. These players today are soft, and they're looking to excel their own brand over their country. They're more concerned about their Twitter feeds and their Instagram posts and their exposure there than they are about winning a championship for your team and for your country. Why else would you want to be on the Olympics team if you don't want to do that? Here we go. Here we have here says, if I'm Pop, talking about the coach, I'm making them shoot free throws for the entire next practice. Sounds like they missed free throws. Who knows? I didn't watch the game. I don't plan on watching the game. And they're just getting destroyed here on Twitter. They're saying here that Drew Holiday played very well. Aside from that, that was it. And this is just happening left and right on the American team, and it is really insanely embarrassing. Somehow, I suspect that they're going to call us racist for calling them out on their own failings. And by the way, in Las Vegas, in the practice round a few weeks ago, they lost 2 games there, including one to Nigeria. So the important thing is this. What do you think about what I said about the U.S. men's national team being lazy, ungrateful, and disrespectful to the country that they happen to play for, which is paying them over $200 million collectively as a team? I'm curious to know. And what do you think about my comment about this particular team being soft, not only in their gameplay, also in their mentality? Do you think that social justice, do you think the identity politics, do you think this new culture of wokeness, of safe zones, safe spaces has affected basketball now to make it so that they're extra soft and can't compete at the international level? And if you like what we do on this channel, we take pop culture and politics, filter to you in a conservative manner. In other words, filter to you right. Then please click the like and subscribe button and that bell icon so you don't miss any future content. And there's a join button there. You can click that to find out how to help this channel out. And if you enjoy our videos on this channel, we have more that we've picked out for you right